Hi, it's Gene, retired in Mexico, and we ask one question on this channel if you're new, which is, do they write them and sing them like they used to? Now, a lot of people, young and old, they think the old music is better, but I'm not so sure. And today we're doing something a little different. We're doing round two of Worst Song of the 70s. You saw that on the thumbnail. What are we doing here? We're taking pot shots at the 70s. I love all eras of music. We're just trying to show some balance here. We're celebrating the good music of the 21st century, and now on this series, kind of picking cherry picking some of the songs from the pop charts that maybe weren't so good. And so it's a tournament of 64 songs. Round two now is 32. So it's like the NCAA tournament. And today we've got Climax versus Gallery. Climax from Los Angeles and Gallery from Detroit. And then Helen Reddy from Australia versus Henry Gross from New York. And so this will be interesting. The first two songs are kind of similar. They're just kind of soft rock love songs, and the other ones are songs about dogs and kids. Yeah. So it's a pretty good pairing today. And then at the very end, after we do the Henry Gross, I have a little bonus for you. So I just want to remind you of two things here. One is we're doing this for fun, FUN, fun. So if you're not having fun, I don't know what to say. These are the songs you love to hate, I guess, though I don't hate most of them. But when we get down to the end, maybe we'll get down to those select few songs that I really dislike. But let's get right into it. This is just my opinion. Okay. And if you like these songs, people have been writing me on the channel going, hey, I like these songs, or there's nothing wrong with these songs. Great. Fantastic. Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure what those comments are about, but we're just having some fun here. So let's go ahead and start with Climax, and I've done a deep dive now into the lyrics and into the biographies of these bands. This sold 1 million copies, and I was one who bought it as an adolescent.
Precious and few are the moments we two can share. And if I can't find my way back home, it just wouldn't be fair. Precious and few are the moments we two can share. And if I can't hold you in my arms, it just wouldn't be fair. 'Cause precious and few are the moments we two can share. And if I can't find my way back home, it just wouldn't be fair. 'Cause precious and few are the moments we two can share. Precious and few are the moments we two can share. Bright and blue like the sky, I'm all over you. 'Cause precious and few are the moments we two can share.
We'll go right into the next song. No ad, I hope. There we go. Acoustic guitar.
Oh, it's so nice to be with you. I love all the things you say. I've got something that's real, I know it's gonna last a lifetime. Oh, you better believe it, girl. At night I call your name. Darkness fills my room, I'm only dreaming about the time I'm gonna be with you. Oh, it's so nice to be with you. I love all the things you say and do. And it's so nice to hear you say you're gonna please me in every way. Honey, I got the notion you're causing commotion in my soul. Oh, darling, I just gotta say, oh, it's so nice to be with you. I love all the things you say and do. And it's so nice to hear you say you're gonna please me in every way. Oh, it's so nice to be with you. I love all the things you say and do. And it's so nice to hear you say you're gonna please me in
Okay, a little preview of the next song. So, wow, tough one because lyrically a tie. So I read that Climax formed out of a band called the Outsiders. And the Outsiders did a garage rock classic called "Time Won't Let Me." That's a killer of a song. But then they got together. If you go back and look at the record label, it says produced by Larry Cox. He later would go on to work with Jefferson Starship and do the song Miracles, which I dislike more than both of these songs. I just don't like Marty Balin's voice. I mean, I like the Airplane, the Jefferson Airplane, but when they became the Starship and yeah, I really don't like that song Miracles. So I don't know. It's just this on a path from pretty cool garage rock to this kind of soft rock thing. And yeah, it was a song that didn't do well at first, and it was in the on the shelf for a couple of years, and then they pulled it out and re-released it. It became a big hit. Uh, yeah, and then so I would say on this song and Gallery, which is the Detroit band, I would say the lyrics are a tie. Um, at least with Precious and Few, that's a good sentiment, right? Time is brief and it's short, but it's also nice to be with you. So they're pretty much even Steven here. So what I'm going to have to go with is the singing and the instrumentation. And this is really close. I don't dislike either of these songs. Remember, I bought Precious and Few when I was like 13. So, by the way, the first single I ever bought was The Who, Behind Blue Eyes. So I started off well, but then I had some pop things that I got in there as well. Um, I would say that the climax, the vocal is a little bit more overwrought. I never noticed on the gallery before, but the very first line, it sounds like Neil Diamond. Uh, there's a definite similarity in that singing style. So I think I prefer the singer with gallery. And then with the arrangement, the Precious and Few is strings, kind of goes up in register, a little overwrought. The gallery has got bells, congas, and pedal steel. But here's what I'm going to do. There's a great pedal steel solo in the middle of that gallery song. And I think that saves it and gives it the edge. So I'm going to go ahead and advance Climax, Precious and Few, but it's just by a whisper. And I don't dislike either of these songs. The next two, however, I have a stronger reaction to the Helen Reddy and the Henry Gross. So Helen Reddy is from Australia, although she lived for a long time in the US. And I read that she retired in 2002 and became a hypnotherapist. So that's pretty cool. She passed away in 2020. Henry Gross, he's still alive. I read that he was the youngest musician on stage at Woodstock. He was in the band Sha Na Na, which was a 50s revival band, and he was 18 and he was in the band. He greased his hair back, had the leather jacket, and performed with Sha Na Na there. That's pretty cool trivia, and he's still alive. He's 72 years old, and he seems like a pretty cool dude. So on this Helen Reddy, um, I read that it was not sung to a girl, that she changed that because she thought the song was a little bit too paternalistic. So let's go ahead and get into the Helen Reddy. I've already tipped my hand uh, on these two. My main objection to these two songs is the singers. I don't really like either voice, but let's go ahead and play these.
Tell me again, Mommy.
Written by Paul Williams. Yeah.
Against the world. Sometimes it feels like you and me against the world. When all the others turn their backs and walk away, you can count on me to stay. And looking out for you and me against the world. Sometimes it feels like you and me against the world. Our memories alone will get us through. Think about the days of me and you and me against the world.
Synthesizer.
Against the world.
I love you, Mommy.
I love you too, baby.
Written by Paul Williams and Kenny Asher.
Another day's at end. Mama says she's tired again. No one can even begin to tell her.
Leave the
know that somewhere tonight she knows how much we really miss her. Shannon is gone, I hope she's drifting out to sea. She always loved to swim away. Maybe she'll find an island where there's shade and trees, just like the one in our backyard. Just like the one in our backyard.
Okay, so and then I got a little bonus clip. Hang around for it. That man, that is so Beach Boys, which makes sense because it was written about Carl Wilson's Irish setter that passed away. And oh yeah, this is a real ode to the Beach Boys, and it's so cool. And that's why he's singing in that falsetto. I will say, however, it's not as good as the Beach Boys. So it's not quite that Brian Wilson or the other Wilson brothers or Michael or any of those. I think they all hit that falsetto better than he does. But yeah, he's got the whole island theme there. The other song written by Paul Williams and Kenny Asher, Paul Williams wrote all these songs like for the Carpenters, like Rainy Days and Mondays and that kind of thing. So, yeah, so I've got my pick, but let me play something for you. And then we'll close after this. I want you to hang on. This is only a minute and 20 seconds. Never heard this till today. The nationally syndicated radio host, Casey Kasem, who did American Top 40 for decades. Here's this is going to change the rating on my YouTube video here, but check this out. But check out this little Casey Kasem thing.
We're up to our long-distance dedication. And this one is about kids and pets and a situation that we can all understand, whether we have kids or pets or neither. It's from a man in Cincinnati, Ohio. And here's what he writes. Dear Casey, this may seem to be a strange dedication request, but I'm quite sincere, and it'll mean a lot if you play it. Recently, there was a death in our family. He was a little dog named Snuggles, but he was most certainly a part of... Let's start again. From coming out of the record. Play the record, okay? Please. See, when you come out of those up-tempo goddamn numbers, man, it's impossible to make those transitions, and then you got to go into somebody dying. You know, they do this to me all the time. I don't know what the hell they do it for, but goddamn it, if we can't come out of a slow record, I don't understand it. Is Don on the phone? Okay, I want a goddamn concerted effort to come out of a record that isn't a fucking up-tempo record every time I do a goddamn death dedication. Now, make it, and I also want to know what happened to the pictures I was supposed to see this week. This is last goddamn time I want somebody to use his fucking brain to not come out of a goddamn record that is, that's up-tempo, and I got to talk about a fucking dog dying.
That's a preview of the next episode, but oh my God, is that funny? So, you know, both of those songs were better on second listen. You know, when I did them in round one, I thought, yeah, I don't really like those songs, but they kind of grew on me a little bit. I kind of like them both now that I know more of the background and the context. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to advance the Henry Gross, and I'll tell you why. Because I think the Paul Williams song is a better written song, "You and Me Against the World," versus Shannon, but neither is a terrible lyric at all. But just comparatively speaking, I would say Shannon is not quite as good a song. And, we should have learned our lesson from Elvis Presley's Old Shep. I think sometimes writing songs about dogs, not always a good idea. But anyway, this one's narrow too. So that's it. Thanks for joining me on the channel. If you like what I'm doing, hit that like or subscribe button, or both. And yeah, as we say here in Bonita, Mexico, buen dia.
Recently, there was a death in our family. He was a little dog named Snuggles, but he was most certainly a part of... Let's start again. From coming out of the record. Play the record, okay? Please. See, when you come out of those up-tempo goddamn numbers, man, it's impossible to make those transitions, and then you got to go into somebody dying.